All right, good morning, everyone. We are going to go ahead and get rolling right here. Um, it is the third day of 2019, so lots of opportunities. Hopefully, you all had a chance to reflect on your year, see where you were, but then also realize where you were going. If we don't see where we've been and accurately assess that, then I believe that there is an opportunity for deception to creep in and us not be able to get where we're going as quickly as we want or as easily as we want, or possibly not even to get where we want to be at all. So I do want to go ahead and tell everyone thank you for being on the call. Thank you for being on time. Timeliness is next to godliness, right after cleanliness, I believe. Um, and I did a video yesterday. Hopefully, you all had a chance to watch the video. I know it was about 23, almost 25 minutes, maybe. But I shared in there my heart with you guys. And I want you to understand that there was no malice, no malicious intent or anything like that, but it was for us to have a clear picture of what our 2018 looked like so that we never have another year like that again in terms of real estate. But then also, I want you guys to apply that to your lives and just everything outside of real estate. The time for talking is over. The time for saying what we want to do and what we wish is done. This is the year, and today is the day of doing. I always say that execution, acting and execution are worshipped. People talk all day, people talk every day, but the ones who are worshiping, the people who are really making a difference in this world, are the people who are actually executing and having a product to deliver. For us, our product to deliver is our service, is ourself. So we're just going to jump right in. And the first thing that I'm going to ask permission from you guys for is accountability. So as I mentioned in the video, if you have not watched the video, go in, look at the video on the Facebook group, or you can go to the YouTube channel. It is there as well. But in the video, I'm asking you guys to give me permission to hold you all accountable for the goals that you set. So we have everyone has a lofty goal. And if in order for us to reach our goals, we're going to have to do what we've never done in our lives. I just want to tell you guys just upfront and clear. You're going to have to work harder. You're going to have to work smarter. You're going to have to be intentional about every act that you do, not just real estate, what you do outside of working hours. You have to be intentional, because when you guys send me your income goals, and after speaking to my coaches and doing this for 14 years, or later this year to be 14 years, I've seen what it takes to do what we want to do. All right. And some of you, it should scare you. When I show you, when I put in the numbers, it should scare you. It might have you step back for a moment. But if you're going to put a goal out there, just putting a big number out there for the sake of putting a big number out there does nothing. All right. If you want to hit your goals, then, and once again, after I show you the numbers of what it's going to take, and now these numbers, as I mentioned in the video, are going to be based on average numbers for sales and price range. And then, but people often say, but Neal, I'm going to sell at higher price points than that. If so, fantastic. Cut the number of transactions you need in half. If you increase your conversion ratios, then you'll make more money faster, easier. Kudos to you. But we want to overshoot. We want to go higher, harder, further, so that at the end of the year, you won't say, well, I did 14, 18, 25 transactions and I didn't reach my goal. That won't be an issue. All right. So I just want to be clear with that for you guys. But for that to happen, prospecting has to happen. Follow-up calls has to happen. Emails, pop buys, visits, face-to-face, breaking bread, tracking everything you do every day, every week, every month, through the quarter, through the half year, to the entire year has to happen. This is not me. This is not Neal telling you this. This is the top real estate agents, the professionals, the ones who are netting $1 million a year, the ones who net $2 million a year. They're doing the same things. The foundational principles in real estate have not changed. What has changed is that we're looking at everything everyone else on Instagram, on social media, or we're seeing the fly-by-night companies coming in promising us all of these leads, and we've gotten away from doing what it takes to build a business and sustain it for years. So I want to lay that out for you guys. And then I'm just going to go right in right now. I'm going to share my screen with you. And I want us to begin looking at what it's going to take. The first one is really going to be the same thing that I was showing you guys in the video. I want you guys to look here. This is going to be the master dashboard. What I am going to do is, let me see if I can, because this one is not as important as this one here. So I have already gone through and shown you guys in the video. Once again, if you haven't seen the video, go back and watch it on your own time. What we're going to do is we're not going to punish, or we're not going to hold back the people who want to strive and go ahead. So you're going to have to play catch up, keep up, because I believe we're getting all of the information out in easy places. It's either going to be in our closed Facebook group or on YouTube. And I believe there's almost 80 something videos on there. But for us, there's probably 50 that are, pertaining to real estate or something that will help you in the business. So on here, the first thing, each of you are going to have, you can see here at the bottom, each of you are going to have your own tab. Okay, and everyone can view your tab, but no one else is going to be able to edit your tab but you. All right, I just want to make that perfectly clear. And the reason why I wanted it done this way is I want you guys to see what each other is doing. It's no secret. It's public information. So everyone's going to have their own tab, but everyone will be able to see the volume that you're doing. They'll be also able to see the prospecting. Let me zoom out a little bit. They'll also be able to see, They'll also be able to see the prospecting and the activities that you're doing every week. Now, what they can't see is what is not on here is your income. And I want to be very clear about that. Your income will not be on here, but the volume goal that you have to sell, as well as what you actually sell, will be on here. And then that's going to populate over here to the master dashboard. All right. Very, very important. But what I want us to look at this morning is the section, everything other than the income and the tracking of the numbers. The main things, mission. Everyone has to have a mission. Every successful business has a mission statement. And this is not just a fancy word. This can be something as simple as, what's your mission for 2019? It might be financial freedom. It might be to get out of debt. It might be to buy a house. But when you look at this, because the plan is for you to at least come in here every week. I'm not asking you guys to do it every day. I'm just asking you guys to do it every week. So you'll see the first one is the 1st through the 6th. How many contacts, how many consultations, agreements, pendings, closed, and volume. If it's 0, it's 0. Okay. But there should not be blank spaces on the tracking. Now, I do want to make clear what I said yesterday. You all are independent contractors. I can't make any of you do anything that you don't want to do, but I can decide as a broker where my time and my energy goes, right? And I want to be clear about that. So as I said in the video last night, if I see you're not putting any energy and effort into your business, I'm going to give you the same amount of energy that you give yourselves. And I hope that's fair. All right. So here, besides the mission, this part here will be filled out in the goals, vital functions, and vital priorities. They are different. So vital functions means these are the functions. These are the activities, and this may change weekly. This may change daily. This may change monthly for you guys. The vital functions are, what do you have to do on a day-to-day or week-to-week basis. Vital functions. There are very few vital functions. And understand what a vital function is. A vital function is something that will either cause your business to grow or cause it to die. That's a vital function. Just like when someone takes your vitals, I should be able to look and see, based on your contacts and consultations and agreements here and your vital functions. For instance, vital function. may be to attend 4 networking events. If you're going to be, now when I say networking, I'm not talking about just hanging out, going and having something to drink at the business after hours. I'm talking about making sure that you are, you know what, I'm going to look at that message. Let me see here. Is this a public message? Sean, did you type a message? Okay. If is it a public message or a private message? If it's a public message, just give me a thumbs up. Okay, all right. Because I asked that because I'm sharing my screen, and if it was a private message, I didn't want everyone to see it. Okay. What about potential clients who request a CMA via a cloud cam link? What would that? Okay. So anything. Thank you for asking that question, sir. Anything that is, so when someone asks for a CMA, that's why I still believe that we should be using the daily activity record. Okay, so if they're asking for a CMA, now what you do and how you keep track of your clients. So for me, I keep track of mine in my journal here. So for instance, when I'm speaking to Jimmy, one of my guys, I put his information here. Sam, I put it there. Lydia. So all of that is going in here because I don't like it on loose paper. So I keep track of all of my notes for a year in something like this right here in a journal. So I just started a new one for the new year. And then what I'll do is if someone requests a CMA, I'll put it in here. And then I use the highlighter, the yellow or the pink. I also use my planner to keep me up to date on what CMAs I've done. Let me go back here. Just so that you guys can see what CMAs I've done. If they're yellow, that means I've completed it. If there are meetings, if I have a business or marketing consultation or a buyer appointment, I put that in. And then if it is canceled, of course, as I've showed you guys a number of times, I make it pink. So that's how I'm doing this. But unlike the agent of the month deal that we were doing, I am not going to be keeping track of the appointments, the classes you guys take, the consultations. I'm not keeping a track of the number of exclusive buyer agreements signed on a monthly, weekly basis for specific ones. We only want the ones here. So if they request a CMA, Sean, that would going to be a contact, right? If it's going to be a video conference, so a video consultation, just like we're doing right now, that would be a consultation that would go in here. Because I know that, for instance, Sean is going to be dealing with a lot of absentee owners. So the absentee owners, if they're going to be in upstate New York, and you do a video conference, that is a consultation. We want consultations to be considered face-to-face. Now, if it's a phone call, that's up to you. I would consider a phone call a contact unless you go through the entire listing or buyer presentation with them. So it can be done by video, Zoom, Skype, FaceTime. But if it's just a conversation, that would be what I consider a contact. Everything that we do is to get to an appointment. That's why we do the note cards. That's why we send the mailers. Everything we do is to get to an appointment. And the only reason we get to an appointment is to get some type of agreement signed, either buyer or seller. So I just want to make sure we're crystal clear on that. Vital functions are probably going to be the thing, well, not probably. Oh my gosh, the garbage truck is coming by. So vital functions are going to be prospecting. They are going to be things such as if you have to show properties or do videos for a client. This is not just going out when you're downtime or anything like that. This is making sure that it is vital for your success in the business. And priorities. Now, the reason functions and priorities are different is because your vital priority may be to let's see if we're working with buyers, vital priorities may be your top 3 buyers. You might want their names right there. Vital priority could also be to do the market update report or the market stats video. That's a priority, but your function is going to be who you're doing or what you're doing on a daily basis. All right, just so we're clear. Hope everyone is clear and that they understand that. Other major initiatives. This goes back to, I was speaking with some of you guys, some major initiatives will be to get your house in order for 2019, just on the real estate side of it. So these are usually things that are not vital to your business, because if it's prospecting, negotiating contracts, showing, listing appointments, buyer consultations, those are the vital functions. Priorities will be after that. Then other major initiatives may be to begin a YouTube channel. It might be to do a vlog. It might be to get e-newsletters out, something like that. That might be an other major initiative. And then if you come over here, we have vital improvements. Now, this is something that many of us will leave blank or haven't even considered. What vital improvements are necessary for you to hit your goals this year? One of them, I can tell almost everyone, well, even myself included, vital improvement is to know your market area better. Know your market area better. And that goes back to the market stats from Florida Realtors, or from, if you want to just use the sfmarketintel.com from the Miami Association. If you dealing with international, look at the NAR international report that came out last year. You know, that's one. Another one is going to be negotiation tactics and skills. I believe that's going to be a vital improvement for many of us. For some of us, it might just be self-confidence. Scripts and role playing, knowing what to say, fill your toolbox. It might be better use of the mobile apps. These are the vital improvements that you need to go through. And I say, hey, where are you on this? Did you get better at role playing or scripting or knowing rebuttals if I come in? Do you know LP Mama? Everyone should know LP Mama: location, price, motivation, agent, mortgage, and appointment. If you don't know LP Mama, then you are not equipped. LP Mama should be one of your vital improvements. Know the structure of a call. These things go back. I know Sean is nodding his head. These things go back to the times when we got in the industry. It hasn't changed, but it allows us to have a conversation, and you're able to listen to the person speaking to you actively and not think about what you're going to say. Because I know I'm going to have to get the location, the price, the motivation, the agent, mortgage, and then close for an appointment. We know that all the time, every time. And then miscellaneous are other things that would be nice to get done, but they are not one of your top three functions, priorities, or major initiatives. Vital improvements should be something that we're looking at on a weekly basis, and ideally, we should be doing something every day to get better. I was telling Charles and Prime the other day, I keep the market stats printed out for Broward County single family homes and Broward County condos and townhouses. I keep that with me all the time. Is here in my planner, so that I'm always looking at it. I'm always getting better. I'm always knowing. I know when the release schedule, the release date is for those. For instance, January 22nd, the stats for December single family and condo stats come out on January 22nd from Florida Realtors. So January 22nd, my sphere is getting an email from me with a video stats, because I want to be the first one to break that, but I already have that in my calendar. So that's one of the things I want you guys thinking about. So I'm going to jump. Any questions on this part here? Because I'm going to share it with each and every one of you. You'll have access to your page, and you'll see I'll start putting in the numbers there. Any questions, comments, or concerns on that? All right, hearing none, we're going to go into one of the files that Dan Longman sent to us. Dan Longman from Priority Lending shared the Greatness Tracker. The Greatness Tracker pretty much tells us what it takes for us to be successful, right? So he does it. He pays a lot of money for coaching. I pay a lot of money for coaching. But if you do these things, this tells us how, if you hit these numbers, here, regardless of the price point or whatever you want, if you hit these numbers that are here on the side, then you can almost guarantee that whatever your income goal is right here, or your volume goal, you'll hit it. Okay. And the reason being goes back to this Greatness Tracker. It talks about how many face-to-face appointments, and this is something that we are missing in our industry, especially now. We've forgotten about face-to-face appointments. They're undervalued. We don't appreciate them. A face-to-face means how many times, this is that appointment, whether it's face-to-face on the computer, on the phone with FaceTime, or Duo if you have Google Duo. If you're on an Android device and you don't have FaceTime, I want you guys to look into Google Duo. It's like a FaceTime app for Android phones. And then, or if you're meeting them in person, face-to-face, you need to go ahead and schedule 15 face-to-face appointments a week. Wow, that's a lot, right? Some of us did not have 15 face-to-face appointments all year, all right? So think about that. Break bread. You want to try to have 5 break bread. This could be coffee, this could be lunch, dinner, whatever it is with people. Great phone calls. How many great phone calls with leads did you have? So you'll see some of them are going to be with leads, referral partners, past clients, and then current clients, and then events, videos, hours prospected, thank you notes, thank you cards, leads, listings, buyers. So all of this here is something that you can do as well, add to it. Hopefully you all have this, because I believe it was sent out to everyone on the team. Kelly Wilson from Dan's office would have sent it to us last month. Kelly Wilson sent it out to us on the 12th, and Dan sent it to us on the 6th. So December 6th and 12th, you should look and you should be able to find an email from Kelly Wilson or Dan Longman with this information here. One of the other things that Dan Longman sent to us, he shared with us, was here's a way to grow our pipeline, to grow our database. 10 new calls, business people, HR companies, builders, etc. These are the 10, you need to call 10 people every 2 weeks, 10 new people every 2 weeks, because I don't believe any of us have so many people in our database that we can't add a few more. So you just want to pick 10, no matter who they are, they can, and these are cold calls. These are new people. These are not follow-up calls. These are not ways for us to reach out to our friends, past clients, sphere. That's what we'll do on the Greatness Tracker. This is every 2 weeks, we want to make 10 new business calls. It does not have to mean a phone call. Make sure that when we say a business call or a new call, you can call on a person by knocking on their door, Facebook messaging, whatever it is. You want to put the date and then what was the result. The result is, so if they reject you, that's okay. Put it down here. Put their name in here. And we just know that we don't need to hit that person again. That's all that's for. And then a big one is gifts, 4 big gifts plus 1 spouse gift. And as you see here, the spouse can be a gift of service, so spouse or significant other. Spouse is at the top because, as I said, this is a very difficult industry to be in, not only for you guys, also for your significant others and your family. This is a tough industry. So when we have things on our shoulders, many times they get the brunt of the, I guess, their collateral damage. So in here, you want to put the date, the big gift that you give. So you'll see this every 2 weeks. So your spouse or your significant other should be getting something from you, even if it's a gift of service, every 2 weeks. And then the other 4 are going to be big gifts. Now, big gifts could just be something. It could be a handwritten note card. It could be Starbucks gift card. And you want to put these in with people that are probably close to making a decision or someone that you want to show gratitude to. All right. I hope that you all have that. Now, if you're trying to figure out how to find the new people to call or what gifts to get or for your greatness tracker, another email, because let me tell you guys, Dan Longman and his team over at Priority, this is why I'm such a fan of theirs. They've shared with us everything they have in their playbook because he believes that greatness surrounds itself with greatness. Here, this talking about what to do and when to do it with each part of your business. Okay, so he's taking out, so his coach, my coach, our coaches, they've taken out all of the guesswork for us. So we don't say, well, what am I supposed to do? I don't know what to do. I don't know who to call. If you want, they've set up different days for us to call different people. All right, so you'll see here on Monday, if you don't know what you're doing, your top 50 VIP are your favorite people. Call 12 every Monday, 1 lunch per week. Birthday program. He sent me birthday program information So I'll send that out to you guys. And then one happy hour a month. Now that's if you want to host a happy hour. That's not for you to go out and attend a happy hour. That's for you to host a happy hour and a way to give back to your top 50 people. And that says once a month. So you'll schedule that. Tuesday are going to be status calls, hot leads and old leads. You'll see this here. Top 50 past clients. Call letter of the week in your database. This is probably going to be an email that you send out. Send letter of the heart monthly to all past clients. Same thing here. And then Friday is your cold calling day. So you may want to flip these. These are just ideas so you know. And then you'll see attend 2 business events per month. Now, this is where you go to a business event so that you can get with other professionals that they have there. So here's something that is for you guys. I believe that all the information that we've shared is very useful. I believe that it will help each of us get closer to reaching our goals. So I'm going to stop the share now, come back here. All right. All right. I will send that to everyone, Sean. I'll make sure that everyone gets both of those emails. I'm just going to forward them to all of you guys so that you'll have both of them there. All right. Any questions, comments, or concerns? Go ahead. The line is open, and I will be quiet. Nothing from no one? Okay. Hold on. Sean, are you talking to us? Well, you're on mute, sir, if you're talking to us. Hold on, I got you, sir. I got you. All right, Sean, you're unmuted. Go ahead, boss.
You can hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. All right. On the main data spreadsheet that you put on there, when you put our goals in there or our income that we're looking for on there, it broke it down to whereas how many contacts and sales and commission size and stuff like that, so that way we can get an idea. And then I like the fact that you had the expenses and the taxes and stuff like that in there. So that kind of brought up, because my assumption when I put my number in, it was lower than what you had in there for a month. So I'm like, whoa, okay. So, so I got to take a look at that and see how to redo that. But I'm going to keep up what I had on there. Would that worksheet be in there so we can play with the numbers a little bit to see what it is?
No, that worksheet will not. However, if you want, like, I'm going to be available to you guys, especially through January, because everyone's going to have going to have ample opportunity to get with me. Don't forget that we're going to have a face-to-face if you guys are available. That's going to be, if I'm not mistaken, all right, be patient with me. That's going to be Monday. Monday at 9 o'clock. That's going to be at the Fort Lauderdale main library. I'm going to send that out to you guys again. Everyone should have that already, but I'm going to send out a reminder for that, and then we can even play with the numbers there. So real quick,
how long are you going to be there? How are you going to be at that part? So, I got to talk to 8:30.
It's going to be from 9. We're there from 9 to 10:30, I believe.
Okay.
From 9 to 10:30. I will be recording that and then coming back and putting that video in the group as well. So if you have a doctor's appointment, okay. All right, so real quick, a couple of questions I see here. So Prime wants to know, how do we host a happy hour? I'm going to tell everyone, until you are prospecting for 3 weeks nonstop every morning, happy hour is not the first consideration. I would say that the first thing is to be prospecting, build your business. Remember, this goes back to those vital functions and those vital priorities. Your vital function in the beginning is going to be prospect, prospect, prospect. Here's a secret I want to tell you. Without leads, your business dies. Without leads, your business dies. So if you don't have a funnel, or if you don't have leads and a pipeline of leads coming in, if you don't have someone today that you're either showing or going on an appointment with, you're unemployed. right? We're unemployed. Every day as an entrepreneur, as an independent contractor, as a real estate agent, you wake up either unemployed or unemployable. And the difference is it's a very thin line. We're either unemployed or unemployable. So the first thing we want to do is make sure we're building our pipeline. I have a process, a system on how to get happy hours done. But I see that Chantrell, good morning, ma'am. You also gave great advice that you can partner with a lender, realtor. I would not partner with another realtor. I would partner with a lender, a title company, or a restaurant. But this is after, think about it, what's going to be their benefit for working, for hosting an open, not an open, I'm sorry, a happy hour with us. Usually we have to have given them something in terms of leads or advertising or something like that, or marketing. And after we've done it, after we've given to them first and showed them value ahead of time, then the ask is easier when it comes to asking them to do some of the events with us. So one thing that I would do is I'm going to be updating another list of allied resource of preferred vendors. Like for instance, I strongly encourage you guys to use Dan Longman at Priority Lending when it comes to the financing. This is a guy, this is a company and a team who has given us everything they have. Like I said, that's my personal preference. He's the one that I use for my personal loan. When it comes to my house and refis and everything and cars and everything, so he's the one that gets me in the right place. Omega Title with Ben Finley and Tammy Klein, I believe they're great. So these are the types of people that once we send them business and we continue to have a relationship, a cohesive relationship that works for everyone, they're going to be the ones who are always willing and open to hosting happy hours with us. And as their business grows and our business grows, then it gets better. Do you use an app to get new phone numbers so we can call 10 new people? No. The 10 new people is you have to find 10 new people and you have to get creative. Now, because what you have to be careful of are the do not call registries. So a lot of people are using the Cole Realty Resource, COLE Realty Resource. It is expensive, but you also have to be careful to make sure that you're not cold calling people who are on do not call registries. So it's a funky deal. Something that I will tell you guys a way to do it is to call on other professionals or in professionals that you want to get in contact with. For instance, me, I call on a lot of sports agents. Especially in the Western area, Fort Lauderdale and Miami. Why do I do that? Their phone numbers, their cell phone numbers are public information. They're putting it out there. And then I'm just hitting them to see, hey, are you interested in this, this, and this? Right? I'm also targeting, if you're going to be looking at probate, like building the probate listing side of your business, why are you not calling probate attorneys, right? So, or estate planning attorneys or CPAs. There are plenty of people to call where you don't have to go through and use a Cole Realty Resource type deal. You don't have to use something like that to get phone numbers. There are people out there, and that's if you're going to be looking specifically for just one end user. The way I'm targeting my business, one of my key priority or my vital priorities is to go after more influencers. So I'm intentionally focusing and targeting influencers, and then as I get those influencers, the people who are they're working for or they're working with will become my clients. So that's one way that you can do it, and is a workaround. Something I want you guys to do. If you don't know, you guys see Prime is asking questions in here. If you don't know, ask. If you don't know, ask. 2019, forget 2019. Today, I don't know is not an acceptable answer, right? With the resources we have, with the people that we have access to, I don't know is not an acceptable answer. I don't know, but I'll find out is 100% acceptable, all right? So if you don't know, ask. We'll make sure that we get you guys pointed in the right direction, and you're very welcome, Prime. Any questions, anything else from anyone else? Brew and Biz. Brew and Biz is going to be a networking event. It's a business-to-business networking event that I'm going to be doing. I was going to do it on January 2nd, yesterday. However, none of the vendors that I invited were able to get there. That's something that I shared in a video that I posted while the wife and I were in Orlando. More information on that will be coming up. It's just a business to business networker. That's something that I believe to strengthen how we were talking about which vendors or how do you offset a lot of your costs and your expenses. That's by having allied resources or strategic partnerships. And that's the purpose of the B2B. Or so instead of B2B, I call mine brew and beer. So the brew is just coffee. So we're going to be a brewing business, like coffee brewing business, at brew and beers, like coffee and business. So that's what that is. The daily tracker, I'm going to send all of, the daily tracker? No, the daily tracker that I sent, that the big graph, the chart, that's going to be sent to you guys individually by today, tonight. Some of you have not gotten your income goals over to me. So once that's done, that's going to be a set. And then I'm going to remind you guys the date for the library is going to be Monday. What are my thoughts on programs like Homes for Hero? Homes for Heroes, it's a great program. It's not something, so I'm careful about getting behind anything as a brokerage. I believe that if it's in line with what you want to do as an agent, that's something that you have to look at, and that goes into your business plan, how much energy, time, and effort you're going to put into that. But for me, for instance, I'm not going to put a lot of energy and effort into that because what my goal is, I can't really help Home for Heroes if I'm not making money, right? So it's great, it's fantastic. I just believe that there is a priority list, and for each of us, our priority list first has to be get in a position to help others, and then we can have a greater impact. Anything else from anyone else? All right, so check this out, guys. I will be available today. Shoot me a text or an email if you guys have any more questions. Things such as if you have questions about Home for Heroes, I can go into that deeper with you, Stanya. I'll remind you guys of some dates coming up in an email. I'll probably also do it as an event in the Facebook group so you guys can always see. And the Facebook group is where I'm putting everything. I don't know if I don't use Facebook that much other than for business, but I like to put the things in the group for you guys to see. It's an easy place there. Make sure that you all are going into YouTube, look at the videos, watch the videos, lots of great content there. Don't only watch mine. You can go on and you can look up such and such real estate for sale by owners, how to host an open house, scripts, role play, dialogue, all of that stuff. People have lots of great content on YouTube. Let's use it for our advantage and not just for entertainment. And that way, maybe some of these real estate agents and some of these people who are doing these videos will be able to compete with 9.6 million views for a dog hitting a doorstop, something like that. All right. Anything else from anyone else? Last call. All right, guys, you know what it is. You know what we have to do. You guys will be getting emails from me, information from me. The first thing I'm going to send right now is going to be the email with the the spreadsheets for you guys to implement. And then the ones for tracking will come later on. Love you guys. Have a fantastic day. Don't be average. Be world renowned. Peace. Have a great one, guys.